things like every day. You know
What
what I
were
mean?
some of your favorite classes growing up in school?
English, choir. I loved choir. Actually, that's where I first like developed my own social circle, was in art classes, like choir, like dance. You know, those two.
Oh, so you used to
Extra.
dance in high school also?
Yes.
Was this a performing arts school?
Well, one was not. Like when I went to Detroit, I went to a performing arts high school, Cherry Hill, which was a charter school. And it was outside of Detroit. They're closed now, but that was a performing arts high school. So there I did all the things. And then when I was in Ohio, I did like dance line, and I went out for the cheer team. But I was more of an athlete in Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Because my mom kind of like, she was like, you're not doing all that cheer.
Let me guess, you ran track.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were
I ran
Sha'n and
track.
Sha'Carrie Richardson.
I played I wasn't as fast as Shacari. I wish
Yeah.
I was, you know, but.
I want to ask you about that.
Sha'Carrie.
Sha'Carrie. I'm so sorry about
No, it's
mispronouncing her name. Let me ask you about that. Have you been following what's going on with her in the world of track and field?
Yeah. Sports, American sports specifically, but we know sports, they have a way of having very strict discipline. And, you know, that's why people a lot of times put children in sports so they can learn discipline, you know?
Right.
And it just so happens that like these professional teams with adults who are athletes, they're even more strict because they have millions of dollars and reputations and history on the line. Right. And we, as Black people, have just became the first to do a lot of things. You know, Sha'Carrie is like she's just a young woman who is living her dream and trying to be authentic to who she is.
I agree.
She can't help who she is.
I agree.
And she shouldn't have to change, you know, who she is. And, you know, a lot of the times we do things and we say things out of just being in the moment, you know, right. And just, you know, just wanting to be right sometimes too. And that
Do you feel that society has kind of changed due to social media, and we can kind of get this, not instant, but we can become famous off our personalities more so than just our talent? So when you look at somebody like Sha'Carrie, what I see, like she's on the Met Gala red carpet. You know what I mean?
I don't think that that's because of her personality. I think it's because of her talent.
True.
What is controversial is her personality. How, you know, she didn't think about hiring PR, but when she's being authentic to herself, should she have to?
Right.
Especially when we know her circumstance, how she won being in the conditions that she was in, and then, you know, like I don't know, like I get that she made a mistake, but, you know, the way that it was handled, there are politics behind things that we don't understand. And by us being Black, being women, there's certain aspects of being a professional and being a professional. I mean, that's it, really. Like, there are jobs that drug test and they have to go into an office, you know, and for you to be someone who has a certain type of image, you have to, like, know and understand, like, okay, this is the consequence behind my actions. And that's exactly what she did. Right. She did that, but I feel like because she's a Black girl, because she has red hair, long nails, she's considered more urban, ghetto, whatever, that people came down on her with an iron fist.
Yeah, I agree.
When she admitted to her wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I actually defended her online a few different times. I didn't care for the comment Usain Bolt made, or the quote-unquote advice that he gave her to talk less.
Didn't he get in
train
trouble?
Harder. May have been.
Didn't he get in trouble for something?
Most likely.
Okay, because we're all human, and like The thing about social media that annoys me is it gives people who don't have a voice a voice.
Right.
So then there are certain people who have very strong opinions, and we have a certain influence, and people see our opinions. They're inspired by our lifestyles, how we live, and how we work to get to where we are. And there's people who don't have any of that have a way of persuading other people to be like, yeah, but like when you have a platform like that, you shouldn't be doing X, Y, Z. And it's like, my platform has nothing to do with me being human. Right. I'm still human. I'm just a human with a talent who's authentic to themselves. But in my authenticity, I can also make a mistake.
True.
And that's, you know, so I don't know, like that's a double-edged sword, because there was somebody in her profession who made the same mistake and they didn't come down on him with an iron fist.
True. I want to ask you a question, and don't feel bad if you don't know the answer, but I'm doing my little personal survey. Who was the name of the young Jamaican woman that won that race?
I don't know.
I don't either. And I feel like the reason we know Sha'Carrie's name is because of her personality. No one knows.
Maybe.
When I ask, you're not the first person, so don't feel bad. I've asked several people.
But also, I'm not Jamaican, and that's no shade. I'm always going to root for, you know, the Black American person first and foremost.
Right.
Not to say that, you know,
yeah,
Jamaicans or Caribbeans are not Black.
Too, of course.
I'm rooting for everybody Black, first and foremost. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm always rooting for the U.S. because I'm American. You know what I mean? So when I saw, you know, Sha'Carrie is me because I'm a Black American girl from the urban neighborhood. So I see me. That's a mirror right there. You see what I mean? So it's just different. I'm rooting for everybody Black though, so don't get twisted.